Hey, this is Loud and Gaming, and we have a video I want to do for some programming in Unity. Um, I saw this video on YouTube where this guy does programming challenges, um, and he was doing this one where he takes an image and then it converts it to uh, ASCII art or characters. I thought it looked really neat, and I thought, hey, maybe I can try doing that in um, Unity here. So I have this really pathetic drawing right here that I did really quick just for testing purposes, and I'm going to try to see if I can take this text box and change it to an ASCII art of this character. Um, yeah, so let's see if we can do this. Now, one thing I need to probably do is, let's see, read and write. We need to change that so that we can read this. Alright, so how are we going to do this? Let's. Alright, so here's a script I called ASCII art. And what we're going to do is, say using TM Pro. I really haven't thought, I haven't, I don't write these things out, so don't think that this is a tutorial. This is just me trying to see if I can figure it out. So we'll probably do it in the start, but we need a reference to the TM Pro. Actually, TM text. And we're going to say image text. We'll do it like that. If this looks neat, I might try using this kind of style. See if I can, for like a rogue, for maybe the 7-day rogue, like, if it looks neat. If not, either way, I think it'll be fun to try. Which means I would probably do more in this class to make it more functional for a game. Doing like animations with it. You could do like a sprite sheet. But right now we're just going to try take this image or get the image. Actually, we do need that. Serialize field, and it's going to be a texture 2D. And we're going to say image. We'll just call it texture 2D. All right, so we could just all write it here. So what we need to do is loop through our texture, and then we want to check the average value of the RBGs to kind of get the brightness of it. Add a character that represents the uh, the average value. I want to say average brightness value, average brightness. Okay, and then just display on the text. So that's kind of the idea. All right, first let's work on looping through the array. I might use a dictionary here. Dictionary of a. Can I do a character? Yeah, character. and a value. And we're going to call it character values. Whoops. So this is going to have, actually I probably want to do it the other way around, int comma. Actually, do I want to do it that way? I kind of don't. I want it more like a I kind of think about this. Let's just change this to a list for now. Change this to a list. It's just going to be a list of characters. Okay, so that a list of characters. Somehow I need to evenly distribute how many characters that is somehow. So it's going to require some math. Not sure about that yet, but let's do this. We might want a int width is equal to texture 2d.width, yeah. And int height is that. So now we got the width and the height. I think we want to go across. So we want for, whatever y. And less than the height. All right. For x is less than the width. So now we're going to check the average values here. So int average value is equal to the texture 2D x comma y dot rbg dot something, right? Can I not? All right, hold on. It's been a while since I've looped through an texture 2D array. Get pixel, probably. Get the pixel at that dot r. So it could, what is this considered? I'm going to say plus. Let's just make it a float. Plus the b. Plus the g. We're going to take all that and divide it by 3. All right. Now, I think before we even do this, we want to say if texture 2D dot get pixel x comma y dot a is equal to 0. So that means it's transparent. We don't want to do any of this stuff. We just want to say, all right, so right here we'll say character string final image. We're going to say final image is equal to plus equal to, we're going to use a space. Final image is going to equal this, nothing. All right, else. So let's just say check if alpha make it a blank space. All right, else, then we're going to do this stuff. All right, let's test this by hard coding. All right. Now in my picture, I do have some black values. So let's say, just to kind of test this, if average value is less than 10. Okay, let's say it's less than 10. We're going to say final image is plus equal to, I'm going to need to try to find some values, but let's just do that for now. Else, we're going to say final image is plus equal to, and we're just going to do a blank. All right. Now, after we're done with a row, we want to say final image is plus equal to a new character. All right, and then so add a character that represents the average brightness. Let's put that right here. And then this will now display here. This is start a new line. And then we want to say what did I call it? Image text. Image text dot text is equal to final image. And we'll do this on start. Okay, we'll see what this does, and after that we'll mess with the actual values. What I'm thinking this will do is draw the outline of the character and maybe draw the eyes. There might be some tweaks we have to do to the text pro or whatever. All right, so let's add that. Okay, and we want to add this image to here and add this text. Now, if I were to make this more reusable, this would not be a serialized field. I would actually create this dynamically and do it that way. All right, so let's play and see what happens. We might get errors, we might get nothing, we might get... All right, let's pause this. Very interesting what we have here. Very interesting. Meaning, I'm not sure what we have. First, let's go to here. This is what we have right here. This isn't displaying correctly because this is not. Oh, look at that. It did the inverse of it. Look, looks like he's flipped upside down. Why did it do that? I guess it starts from the bottom and goes up. Okay, we need to go backwards. So we want to go from the, we want to start at the height. And if it's less than -1, we want to say minus minus. Oops, -1. I'm sorry, minus minus. Right, y is the height. We want to start the height. Or do we want to start the height -1? the average value is less than, so I'm really surprised that the average value here is less than 10. I want to debug this. Debug.log average value. Let me just say equals 0. See what that does too. But you can see it's already kind of working. Kind of, maybe. What happened? Okay, so we're not getting anything. Let's see our debug. Wait, what happened? Didn't I save it? Let me run it again. Okay, so we're not looping through it. Something with this. Y is the height minus 1. Y is less than -1. Y equals height minus 1 if y is less than -1. Oh no, we need to say if it's greater. This is the condition for it to continue. I was thinking the other way around. Nope. Oh yeah, we are getting this. So let's see, the average is, so we're getting a decimal value and not a, I was thinking between 0 to 1, whatever. So let's say if it's, we're never actually getting 0. All right. Well, let's see if we do, I wonder how I can change this to a different value. A linear value of the, okay, well, oh, well, I can just try this. We're going to say 0. If it's less than 0 point, I don't know, 1.5. Because I am seeing some, it's probably, if it's less than 0.1. I'm just surprised I don't have a true kind of black color. Alright, that is kind of neat. Still, so the issue is our spacing with our font. Let's see if we can fix that here. See what all size does. Spacing. Let's see. This scale static. Should be enabled when using an orthographic camera. Rich text. Enables. Let's turn that off. See if that's what we need. No. Let me change the font size, see what happens. Oh, I can't. Let me take off the auto. Let me make it 8 so we can do different sizes. Okay, let me maybe Google how to get the TextMesh Pro spacing to where spacing options, characters. That's interesting, but I mean we are gaining a shape here, which is kind of what I want. I just don't know. Whoa, sprite. Hmm. Let's see. I wish I had a different font I could use. I think whoops, I didn't mean to open that. Probably if I had a different font. I think there's some fonts that um, that every character is the same. Let me see if I can figure that out. I will be right back. All right, look at that. We got something. So there is a tag you can use called mspace that says how get the exact spacing. And what you're going to need to do is whatever your font size is, that's what your spacing for this. So if I did 1 here, save it, and go back and change it, you'll see how it won't look correct. I also need to figure out how to just stretch this out correctly. If I play it, all right, it looks kind of. I need to stop. Why is this so big? Play focused. Yeah, let me go. Here, I need to separate these two. That's why. All right, so you see how it's all squished up. Even if I drag this out, that doesn't matter. It's all squished up. The font size is 18. Let me take that away. Now it's 12. So it's starting to kind of work. If we go to the 5, it's still squished up. But if we go to 1, now we got our character. This is promising. This is kind of cool. Man, you can probably do a lot with this. Now, comparing it to like the size of everything, that's going to be probably the challenging part. Like if you want to turn this into a game where I want to move this. Ooh, look at that. Let me see if see wrapping disabled. There you go. So just get rid of the just get rid of the wrapping, and you don't have to mess with this at all. So yeah, we got our pixel art here. So now the question is, how do we set the values so that this would, I mean, really at this point, this could be enough. You could just draw the outlines of your character and just use the two colors. But let me think. This is where how can I take a list and find the point. Basically what I want is, let's say these were our characters. Say we had the characters of, this, this, and, then we got like a dot, so it's like this is more filled in, a little bit more. I think I can Google. I think some people have like a set of text that you can use to show shading. So let's say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I want to take a range. So again, we're taking a number. Let's say it was 0.5, right? So this one would be, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 2 would be right in the middle. From 0 to 0.5, this would be here, and then this would be here. How do I take this, whatever the average value is, and pick one of these numbers based upon how close it would be to it? That's the question, without doing too much coding. Is there some kind of math that works like that? I mean, I can always hard code this, right? But then it would check each value and then check each one of those. And there has to be a way to take our number and find the closest based upon, this, how many we have here. I might have to Google the math for that. Let me see if I can, because I just can't think of how you would do it. Let's see if there's like a math way of doing it, some kind of function we can make. All right. Really wasn't. It's kind of hard to Google this kind of problem because I'm not really even too sure how to say it or search for it but here's my thinking is I can get a percentage here, right? Based on each of these. And then from those percentages, these are also percentages. I mean, percentages are decimals, right? To the hundredths. So I can get a percentage, right? So if I have, so let's say there's 5 numbers or 5 characters in the list. Then we can figure out, make percentage based on how many. So to do that, it would be 5 divided by 5, 4 divided by 5, right? 3 divided by 5. They're basically fractions, right? 2/5 and your 1/5. Okay? So that's what it would be. So we could do, so let's say this was our list, right? And then we can actually have a dictionary. And we're going to have a dictionary of floats and characters. And we're going to call it percent characters. Okay, and so what this will do, holds all our characters, holds the percentage. I don't know if this is the best way to do this, but I'm just trying to go with it. So we're going to say set percentages for I is to the character values dot count, and so we want to say percent characters dot add, and we want to add a value here. So the value is going to be our character, our I divided by our character values dot count, comma, the character values dot I. Let's debug. Let's do this. Alright, let's just make this serialized and kind of test this part out first. And then what we need to do is take those values and find the closest range of it. We could probably do a simple for loop maybe for that, just test it out. Let's play. I don't have anything in that list. Let's go to test guy. I probably will change this. This probably doesn't need to be here. Let me remove the component. We technically don't even need that, but this should probably be more here. Let me add the component to this one instead. Alright, this is going to be that. This is going to be, can we just go here, drag that in. Alright, here let's do some values just for testing purposes. 2, maybe an exclamation point, and then maybe a dot. So we have 5. Alright, let's run it. Let's see what happens. Again, error. Okay, argument and item with the same key has already been added. Alright, let's see what that's all about. Just put this in parentheses. We shouldn't. Take the I and divide it by the count. Oops, let's do it in here. These are floats, right? Yeah. Shouldn't. Let's try again. Alright, what's the deal? Um, let's just do float percentage is equal to this. Percentage. This does not make sense. Debug.log percentage. Come on. Why am I not getting this percentage? I is 0 divided by the values. These values should be right, the first one's 0. I get it, but why not the second one? What am I doing wrong? Do I need to put these in parentheses? I don't know. Alright, let me just, what am I doing wrong? One divided by values. This should be a percentage. Just let me get the total number. Make sure I'm not, for some reason, getting a 0. Maybe that's what I have to do. Maybe I have to put that in an array. What the heck? Oh, that count. Just in case, let's just say int is equal to int total is equal to I don't know why I didn't even bother. It says 5. So let me, instead of the count, let me say total. Divide that by the total. You know what? I'm not even going, I'm going to do this too. Plus, just to make sure that this is working too. That's not doing something weird. Total's 5. Okay, that's the first one, which makes sense. Then this one here doesn't. 1 divided by the total. Probably something really simple, but I'm just not thinking. All right. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, or 0, 0, 5, 0, 1, 5. Okay, but we're not getting that. This isn't working. Why not? Why is it changing it? This is a float. What am I doing wrong here? I don't know, let's just do like this. Maybe because this is an integer. Maybe I need to change this to a float. And maybe this needs to be a float. Just make everything floats. There we go. Dumb. Right? Actually, yeah, because we're... There we go. So now we're getting 0 0.1. So first one's 0, then 0 0.2, 0 0.4. Okay, golly. So let's change all this. And really this can just be this. Let's get rid of that. All right, so now we have the percentages with the values. So here we need to do some kind of for I mean, I'll separate this stuff all later to the length of the percent characters. No. To the character values dot count. All right, so now, no, there's no way to do that. How about we do this? Instead of making a dictionary, we're gonna make it a list. So we just need the floats. Because it'll be easier to loop through these and get the next one, I think. Or at least I don't know what the dictionary value would be. And then instead of this, we're just going to add the percentage. Because we have a correlation anyways. It's going to be the same amount either way. So then here we can loop through our percentages. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's going to be the same. But just for clarification. So then we're going to say if the average value is greater than or equal to the percent characters I, and it is average value is less than percent characters I minus 1, I mean plus 1, sorry, I plus 1, not I, we need J. Oh, I could have used I. Let's just change it to I. I like using I. I use I and then J often. Okay, so now we would say final image is equal to the character values of the I. Alright, we also need to check if I is equal to the percent characters that count -1. So we're at the last one. Then, and actually if we're here, we can just, can we just break from here? So we don't keep looping. Let's do an else. If we're on the very last one, we want to just do, we want this. All right, let's give it a go. Just save my project. So basically we're just looping through and seeing, okay, interesting. Why are we not? Why is this all squished up again? What did I think I changed it here. Let me go to this and take that off. We're going to say 1, and we want to disable wrapping. Okay, so I have something wrong here. Let's see. It did not do the other colors at all. We're still just getting the same image. Alright, so let's just see. We kind of, yeah, so this would, and the value is less than the percent of the I plus 1. So this would be in the next one. So the first value is 0.2, which is, no, the first value is 0. This would be 0.2. So that would get this character I here. Okay. See right here, this should be the highest. Hold on, let's just do this. Let's see, that. Oh look, I'm still doing this. That's why. Alright, this will be cool if this works, and then I'll just kind of Google, see what ASCII stuff. Okay, let me just see. Am I failing here? If it's alpha, it's that. Okay, I just need to delete this. Whoa, look at that. That's kind of cool. Um, there we go. So now we got like kind of color, right? It's what's really weird though when I actually let me just zoom in here. Um, these are not all showing up in our camera. You see? Not all here we see them all, but here it's not. It's kind of interesting. And why not? Um, it's still cool. So now, let me save this. Save project, and let me just see if I can find some characters for the shading. Alright, so I found um man, I want to actually here, let me do this. Can I do this? Can I put like stuff like this in there? This is what I found. So I want to really just take this and put it into the list without having to type everything. Um, that's not really working, is it? I can't use this twice. So I'm just going to get rid of that one. I don't know how I could. It doesn't like these. Unrecognized escape. Um, this is just adding. Those that wouldn't work anyways. I'm doing the wrong one. But these are all of them. Maybe I just do it by hand. This will take a long time. I wish I could. How do you just add each one? That would. I don't know. I always put it in an array. So if it was an array. I don't know, by the time I figure this out, it would have been just quicker to put all those in. And then you should be able to do like a squiggly thing, right? Dude, how do you have to do like this? Okay, I don't want shoot. Alright, well, I'm gonna pause it and just do maybe I can find a more basic one. It's probably a way to just program this to where I can take the string, find the characters, um, it's just more like stuff. Because I don't even know if I can put this in a string. Let me undo all this stuff before I. Alright, so I would do like a. Can't even put this in a string. Probably not. String, all characters. It doesn't like these. I bet you if I delete all these, there's probably a way to get this in a string without having that. But let's just say I went here. Let's delete these. Save it. And if I go here, I can go into this text here. Probably just I wonder if I can paste this into the sample text. I can. So what I could do is now that it's in the sample text, I could now get this text loop through everything, right? Get rid of this. Loop through this and get each character. Alright, let me just pause it so I can do that. Alright, this is pretty easy. For each character, let's see in our string. We're going to say text, what we call it, image text.text. Okay, then we're going to say character values dot add C. Before we do that, just in case, I say character values dot clear. Now, we would set this up at the start, or we would maybe have this somewhere else. Let's just see what happens and how this works. And then what I'm going to do is maybe I'll just find some fancy image and see what happens if I change it. You can also add like colors to this. It would be really nice if I could convert this to a shader. That'd be really nice, and then I wouldn't have to use a text, but I'm not sure how to do that. There we go. That looks pretty spiffy. I feel like it's missing some colors though. It's pretty cool. Not too bad. I mean, what you would want to do if you were going for this kind of style, you have to be very precise with how you color your character. And it does kind of show up okay here. Let me just see what this would look like. Maybe zoomed out. I'm not sure what it would look like. You know, like if you were to make this a game, this would not be acceptable, right? If you were doing like a traditional row game, like I would not want to play a game where I was this zoomed in, because the more zoomed out you get, it doesn't matter. You know, you don't see that effect anymore. But still kind of cool. Yeah. You'd always want it to be zoomed in so you could see the full effect. Which is too bad. It is kind of cool. But I think that will do it. I wonder if I can just load a picture really quick. Let me just see something. All right. I just quickly got an image from the internet and kind of plugged it in. And I just want to see what this would look like. So that is almost, you can almost see the Mona Lisa here, right? It's not too bad. Um, kind of cool. Some of it is the the image is just way too big. Like I would want to somehow scale this image to where we get less of it. The image I pulled in here. It actually took a while for it to load this. Um, but yeah, this is pretty cool. Just I mean it's neat, right? I'm sure other people have done it. Obviously others have done this, and there's shaders. I think there's a Blender even has a shader maybe you can do. But I thought this was a neat little challenge to try out to kind of manipulate and see if this would be something I would want to use in a game. Um, you know, I don't think I think you could do something with it, but or elements in a game. But I just think going back to the original one. Now I did. This is a 32 by 32 pixels. I just think in your game, if you did something like this, it would just be, here, let me do maximized. You see how much of the screen your character take. You can see the picture, but it's just too big. Um, Even if I kind of zoom out a little bit, you can kind of see it. I mean, that's a little bit better, but still, it's just like you wouldn't be able to see a lot on your screen. You'd only be seeing your character. Now, again, if it was a 16 by 16, that would be a little bit better. But then, how would it look? And you could also, for this, going back to like the Mona Lisa thing, you could add color instead of doing the average. You would do the average, and you would also uh, change the color of it. Let's see if I could figure that out really quick. Um, uh, and then we'll call it a day. So when we do this, we want to kind of do, I'm not sure what the tags are. Color is equal to, let me just, I'm gonna have to Google it because I'm not sure. I've done it before, but I'm gonna just check. Okay, so the tag is color, and you have to do uh, color utility. This right here will change the RBG, which is what you're getting when you're getting the pixel. You're getting the RBG value, and then it's converting it to this the hex for the color. All right, and so now if I play it, here I might change this to black. I think it'll show up better. Yep. So now we got color. That is actually really cool. Wow, that is cool. So let's try it with the Mona Lisa. Now this was going to take a while, so I'm going to pause it before I run it. All right, let me pause it. All right, that definitely took a while to go through it, but let me just zoom my camera out. I think it looks better with the black background. See what it looks like. Oh my word. I mean, obviously, you would want a smaller version because, like, at this point, you can't really tell. Um, you can't really tell it's using ASCII art until you zoom in, but it definitely is. That is just wild. But yeah, I think I was successful with this. Again, what I would do is if I ever wanted to really use this for kind of like an art style, um, I would make this a little bit more, uh, you know, I don't know what I want to say, but more usable to where you could change things a little bit easier. Um, there would be more I could do. You could even do like animation, so you could have like a sprite sheet, and then it would find like you could like set it up to where you could animate through the sprite sheet, um, those kinds of things. What else could you do? Um, I was thinking if you were to make like a game and you wanted the character with that size, you could have like a zoom in and zoom out feature, so where the user can zoom in. When they zoom in, they would see like that full character. When they zoom out, they would see like a smaller version of the character, but still ASCII art. That could be kind of cool. But I'm not sure how I would do that. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Well, uh, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. And I will see you another time. So long.